Hey, welcome back to another video. It says, let's talk about the Battlefield mechanics I do not want to see in Battlefield 6. Let's start with Battlefield 3 Suppression, easily the worst mechanic in Battlefield 3. It ruined the GOAT game and it added just unnecessary, horrible clutter and visual disruption to an otherwise excellent looking game. Even today it still looks excellent graphically. So what the hell is Suppression? It's just basically a motion blur effect that affects your aiming. That's it. It's like the combined motion blur with you missing shots. So we had two versions of Suppression. We had the launch version and we had the major, horrible, notorious patch from March 2012. So to go through it quick, the launch version was a little bit nerfed compared to the one you know, and it existed but was less pronounced compared to the late versions. It was mostly effective with support class LMGs and only lightly impacted aiming to other weapons. That basically meant that you could still aim with assault rifles and SMGs and shotguns without getting completely destroyed by suppression. And then we have the notorious patch. A significant patch increased the effects of suppression across most weapons, making it more dominant feature of gameplay. That line, making it a more dominant feature of gameplay, is really a nail in the coffin for suppression. It really impacted Battlefield 3 negatively, in my opinion, to a very, very great extent. And they say also the change sparked a lot of debate within the community. Yeah, sparked the debate, it's putting it very lightly because it was a fucking shitstorm on Reddit, on community pages, everywhere you could talk about it, it was everywhere. I was there, Gandalf, 3,000 years ago. It was not good. And even today, when people think about BF3, the first thing they're gonna mention is, yeah, I like the game, but I hate the suppression, so I never want to see it. And on topic of suppression in general, we had it in Battlefield 4, we had it in Battlefield 1, and throughout all of those games, it became more and more nerfed. That's fine, but I never want to see it again in any type of shape and form. And this line that some players felt it added realism is one of the biggest keg doubles I've ever heard. Imagine thinking Battlefield is a realistic game.
And the final layer, that's when you go on the offensive.
The Commander, easily the worst part about Battlefield 4, a non-interactive person which made sure you are spotted on the minimap the entire time, making it impossible to flank or do anything, spamming you with cruise missiles, gunships, HVT, and so on. It never fulfilled its intended mechanical purpose of being this team's support, it was just more like the enemy's team's oppressor. That's all it did, and the fact that it was a non-interactive person playing on some shitty tablet from some shitty toilet made everything worse. I never want to see it again, and thankfully, so far we haven't seen back. Good riddance, please don't come back.
All units possible 503 reported. Assistance requested. Respond code 3.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Need for Speed Hardline, I mean Battlefield Hardline, Hotwire was hot garbage, that's what it was. The only thing we used Hotwire in Hardline was to farm endless gold, money, or whatever the currency was in this godforsaken game. It was boring, there was a million servers just created for XP farm 24/7, Hotwire, So nobody actually enjoyed the very good games of Hardline, like Heist and the other thing, Blood Money, right? Those were the good exclusive games of Hardline. And it added this so bad reputation for Hardline because people just thought it's a joke game, nobody took it serious, even though it had solid gunplay in my opinion. And the fact that EA opened Hardline with this fucking trailer and thought that this is gonna go down well inside Battlefield community is absolutely hilarious. Luckily, we haven't seen Hardline since Hardline, and I'm sure we're never gonna see Hotwire again, but you never know, they could, you know, yeah, guys, here's Hotwire with tanks. No, fuck off, I never want to see it again. Battlefield 1 mechanic, sweet spot, more like shit spot. A mechanic where you get one-shotted by a sniper rifle who missed your head, and you still die. Yes, that was what I thought was a good mechanic in Battlefield 1. My god, the sniper class is so broken in Battlefield 1, it's easily like the top sniper class we've ever had in a Battlefield game. And it really made Battlefield 1 had this horrible stigma about being a horrible casual game because of forgiving mechanics like this. Then when you couple that with the gas grenade spam, the Molotov spam, the mortar, the bomber and everything else, you could see how it just made that bad stigma at BF1, which is a shame because it's a very good game. Luckily, we've never seen Sweet Spot return, and I hope to fucking God we never do. Also, I never want to see the flare gun return as well. Battlefield 5 vehicle supply stations were horrific. They ruined tank gameplay completely in Battlefield 5. I hated playing tank in BF5, and this is the main reason. Who wants to play with a station which you have to go there to resupply ammo and repairs? Yes, you heard it correctly. You have to resupply self-repairs. Like, what do you mean? I have to resupply my French wrench like I'm in 1945 and my French key doesn't work? Is that what has to be resupplied? I don't get it. On top of that, those had to be built by players. So you had to rely on some fucking monkey on your team building this up, and if he didn't build it up, you had to exit your tank, which had a 5-minute exit animation, and then you had to repair this thing, which is another 5-second animation, building it up, then going back into your tank, another 5-second animation, repairing, another 5-second animation, and resupplying, another 5-second animation. In the meantime, you're playing Breakthrough, your team is thinking, dude, where the hell is our tank? We need help. It's like the final objective, 10 tickets left, whatever. But you're there, you know, resupplying at some station in the middle of nowhere. And they just placed on some weird angles and corners, mostly at bases and like at the beginning of objectives. It's absolutely horrible. There was also one for the plane. I'm not sure how that one functioned completely, but just the mere fact that tanks had limited ammo in this game and they didn't have it in any other game. They were like resupplying. Just this disconnecting of vehicles from your infantry is just horrible. And it added to this honestly bad reputation about Battlefield 5. I have played Battlefield 5 tank for maybe 10 hours max. I couldn't do it anymore. And if you were the one of the people who could do it more than that, then I think you're just cracked. It was terrible. Luckily, we never seen it return. I've seen some people defend this, saying, "Oh, it's realistic that you know you have to go resupply with the tank." Oh yeah, then how come infantry can resupply on the ammo box from a support class just indefinitely? They have infinite ammo, yet you have to go back. But Ace, you know, it's a tank. It's a little bit balanced. Dude, you cannot even repair. Okay, let's say I have to go resupply ammo. That's fine, but you cannot repair, dude. Like your French wrench runs out of repairs. What? How is that realistic? You see, this realism argument is just trash. This game is not realistic. Battlefield 5 was not realistic. No Battlefield game is realistic and never will be. Vehicle stations are trash. We've never seen it come back, like I mentioned, and hopefully we never will. It is bad. I think probably the best tank system we had was in Battlefield 3. The vehicles were strong, but they weren't like super oppressive and super overpowered. And I hope we go back to that system. We say goodbye to vehicle stations and good fucking riddance. Battlefield 2042. You know, when I was editing this video, I was thinking, what mechanic could I pick from Battlefield 2042 to showcase in this video? Maybe Sundance, the wingsuit was really annoying. Maybe Portal. And then it just clicked to me. Dude, there's just nothing redeemable in this game. Nothing I want to see in another game. There's just so many failed concepts here. You don't think there is one? Here's a couple examples. Conquest 128. Sucked. Nobody liked it. It feels annoying to play. It's not good. A very disliked mechanic. Portal was a failure. I remember the hype there was about Portal when it was coming out, and oh yeah, oh yes, we're gonna be able to play Bad Company 2. And then when I loaded it up, it was just Battlefield 2042 skinned Bad Company, put on its skin like some serial killer and pretended that it's Bad Company 2. That's what Portal is. I thought I would actually be able to play Bad Company 2 on like modern UI and, you know, the modern infrastructure. No, instead, it was this. You want a couple other examples? The Specialists. Other than for the memes, like, oh, don't be sad. They were annoying, they were boring. They were boring to play, they were annoying, they were extremely overpowered. So we don't want to see those back. Switching mechanics on the fly, that annoying system, which also not many people liked. Do we really want to see that return? I don't think so, man. How about I just customize my weapon and I just play with it? And if I want another weapon, just let me customize it when I die. The on the fly thing was just super annoying and unnecessary in my opinion. So you see, there's just so much things that are bad in Battlefield 2042 that my recommendation is just the entire goddamn game. Don't bring it back, I don't want to see anything. But okay, for the purpose of the video, if there was one thing which I don't want to see return from Battlefield 2042, unfortunately that thing is not a mechanic or a game mode, it's the UI! It's the worst UI I have ever seen. I mean, honestly, I've seen better work done on Killing Floor 1 mod, a game from 20 years ago. There are better UI there in place than there is here from a multi-billionaire, trillionaire dollar company. Battlefield 2042 is all around failure, and I honestly don't want to see anything back from it. If you have some recommendation for me, what you would want to see from Battlefield 2042, please comment, because for the life of me, I just don't have any single one of them. With that being said, I'm gonna check out here, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave me a like and subscribe if you really did, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy.